of all things that she has to do, she had to stop. And now she spotted a baby. Oh my goodness.
Set high from Tennessee skies to the mountains wide in my road trek Zion, chasing the sun. Woodall's RV in USA, living the dream, enjoying the day.
Well, we're off on our next adventure, leaving White Lake, South Dakota, heading towards that Indian thing Melissa told us about, which is the dignity of earth and sky, just off of Interstate 90. Then, going on to Wall Drugstore to get a free drink of water, which has been for years and years.
When you have the Crow Creek Indians and you have the reservation where they brought them from Tennessee to here.
Yep.
So my peoples are here.
Your peoples are here.
My peoples are here. Poor little Terras, I messed up. They got bunches of it. I got Crow, Cherokee. Back then it wasn't uncommon for that because when they had them moving, when they were moving them along the Trail of Tears, not just the Indians from there, but they were gathering them up everywhere, putting them on reservations.
Wow.
The big one says seeding. And the other one says by Norm and Enable McCree, South Dakota tribes. South Dakota is rich in Native history and home to 9 different tribes that ornate from the Očéti Šakówiŋ or 7 council fires, and more commonly referred to as the Treaty of the Great Sioux Nation. Known throughout the world, the Great Sioux Nation is divided into 3 divisions, with each division having 1 or more bands. 3 divisions of the Dakota, Nakota, and Lakota. Spirit Lake dwellers, the Fish Village dwellers, the Woodland dwellers, and the Shooters of the Leaves. There are 2 bands of Nakota, which are dwellers at the end of the village and dwellers at the far end. 1 band of Lakota, dwellers of the prairie. I was going to say, do you want me to take a picture of y'all 2 together?
Oh, that'd be great.
Yep, way back here.
And Melissa always being the polite person she is, she's going to take some pictures for some people.
Wherever we are, you got to touch it.
That's just one of the things she does, kind-hearted person, but that's okay.
You're welcome.
Did you want a picture or?
You want a picture or you got?
No, we're taking
video.
pictures right now.
We got video.
Oh,
We're right there.
excellent. Is that
It's a DJI Pocket 3. It's a movie camera, but it also takes still photos.
okay?
So it makes it easier when you can do.
Am I on your pictures?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when I get done putting that on our YouTube channel, I'll edit all that out. Unless you want me to leave it on there.
I don't care.
And we can do that. And so now you know where we're at, and it's been a nice ride up to here. We just left the park and we're headed out right now. We're fixing to head on to
Wall Drugstore.
Wall Drugstore.
Yeah.
And good gracious, what all's at Wall Drugstore, but we want y'all to go along for the ride, and we're going to shoot just a little bit more video here so you'll be able to see it, but we want y'all to take and follow us, so stick around. Well, that was a quick little stop.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is over there.
I don't either.
Looks like a teepee or part of a teepee. I'm not sure what, but
We have
says
a walking
something.
trail that walks back in there.
Does it? You only go two? Of course, like they said, this is taken remembering the Indian tribes and everything around, so I'm sure it's. But so far, have you enjoyed what you've been doing?
Yeah.
It's not really been
interesting to
that
see
bad.
the
The wind's finally dying down. This morning when we
Ooh.
got up, the wind was running about 30 miles an hour, it felt like. So it
Rocking
was,
the van's what woke me up.
yeah, it was rocking. I went out and went and took a shower and come back and I heard the wind hitting the doors, making a sound, making a lot of racket. And this is actually at the visitor center when we got off, and this is right off the Interstate 90. So it's not very far right off, so you can stop and it's got good access.
Lots of parking.
And I'm sure different times of the seasons, it's probably different. But right now, and the temperature right now outside is probably in the 70s. But
It's
it
nice.
feels good. Yesterday it was in the 90s. Today it's in the 70s. These teepees were installed between 1968 and 1979 as part of the Highway Beautification Act and have become a native symbol of South Dakota tourism and interstate travel. They were even listed on the National Register of Historical Places in 2015 for their architectural and cultural significance. As you can see behind the teepees, you get a glimpse of the life and also the Missouri River. Being next to Chamberlain, South Dakota Tourist Center, you can go inside and see actually how they lived back during the Lewis and Clark days, and viewing one of the maps that show the way westward. With the little beavers.
Yeah, go stand over there with your little beaver. See, he's got his little paw out, stretched out, wanting to hold you right now. He's like, come be my friend. There you go.
Well, off to the next adventure, leaving Chamberlain, South Dakota, headed to the famous Wall Drugstore. I wonder how many signs we can count along the way. And seeing the Missouri River as we travel along Interstate 90, headed more west.
It's the precious babies. So I'm gonna ride in the car. You gonna eat the car or ride in the car?
What are you doing?
I got scratched myself. Got scratched.
Well, I guess you can see Melissa found some more friends while we stopped for gas. But we didn't want to overlook the little place that we found, the 1880s town on Interstate 90, headed toward Wall's Drugstore. Well, hopefully we'll get to Wall's Drugstore later. Maybe she'll find a buffalo, a longhorn, or something. So let's step inside and see what this little town has to offer.
Hi there.
Adults is right there.
I smell.
2 adults?
Yeah.
I don't like to ask this, but are either one of you over 62?
He is.
I am.
So 1 senior and 1 adult.
I'll be senior for long, but I ain't got there yet.
Not yet. Well, grow up already.
That's what he says.
2748.
I'm gonna organize him. Bobby Doer.
All kinds of old stuff down. Huh?
That wooden bench right there, so I'd like to have one made like that.
That's pretty, isn't it? Look at this saddle collection. Nebraska.
Oh, they have a gift shop over there.
Dances with Wolves is an epic film from 1990 that tells the story of Lieutenant John Dunbar, played by Kevin Costner, a Union Army soldier during the American Civil War. After an act of bravery, he chose a remote frontier outpost as his next assignment. There, he encounters a group of Lakota Sioux Native Americans. Through a series of events, Dunbar is eventually accepted into the tribe and even earns the Lakota name, Dance with Wolves. The movie was filmed on location in South Dakota, but primarily in the western part of the state near the Black Hills. Dances with Wolves. Among the many props from the Dances with Wolves movie set are a sod house, a tent, and Timons, freight wagons. These props were used in the movie and give visitors a glimpse into the look and feel of the Lakota Sioux encampment that was portrayed in the film. Buck Cisco, one of the horses ridden in the movie, lived at 1880's town until he passed away in 2008. When Richard Hullinger bought 14 acres at exit 170 back in 1969, he had no plans for an attraction. And in 1972, a gas station was built at this location along with forming an idea of an old Western attraction. Later, an additional 80 acres was purchased. About that time, a movie company came to a small town nearby to film an 1880 era movie. A Main Street set was constructed from old buildings, and a number of Indian relics and antiques were borrowed from Clarence Hullinger, Richard's father. Winter set in and the filming was abandoned. The movie company returned home, giving the Main Street for the artifacts. The movie set was moved to the 80 acres, and the town 1880 town was born.
That's a saloon, and it's open.
When Richard Hullinger bought 14 acres at this exit back in 1969, he had no plans for an attraction. In 1972, a gas station was built at the location, along with forming an idea of an Old West attraction. Later, an additional 80 acres was purchased.
Big old piece of that granite again. Cool. Check that bar out.
Wow. All of this old stuff.
Look.
Look at that.
I've seen that Indian in some movies.
Yeah. About that time, a movie company came to a small town nearby to film an 1880 era movie. A man street set with construction from old buildings and a number of Indian relics and antiques were borrowed from Clarence Hullinger, Richard's father. Winter set in and the filming was abandoned. The movie company returned home, giving the Main Street set to Clarence for the use of his artifacts. The movie set was moved to the 80 acres and the 1880 town was born. Along with the beginning of the 1880 town began years of collecting what is now an authentic 1880 to 1920 era town, from buildings to contents. Clarence and Richard have kept historical value on an equal balance with public appeal, choosing buildings that not only interesting to look at, but are also historically correct for an early South Dakota town. The displays and buildings range from Indian relics from the 1970s to the 14th sided barn built in 1919. The history of the 1880 town is just a snapshot of what you'll see and experience while visiting their attraction. They are constantly updating and adding items and buildings to the collection for further generations. As Melissa and I move about the town, we notice that the buildings are not replicas, but rather original structures moved from various locations around South Dakota and carefully constructed and reassembled to maintain their historical accuracy. And finally, a trip walking up the stairs at the 1880s saloon give me an idea of what the West was really like. I'm standing there looking around and seeing all the relics of the 1880s town saloon and looking down where people had played pianos and also performed on stages, and also all the gambling that went on through time back in the early 1800s. Harnesses.
Rough and dusty ride right there. Going to the chapel and
We're already married.
St. Stephen's Church.
St. Stephen's Church in the 1880s would have been a significant part of the community, likely serving as a central gathering place for religious and social activities. Many churches in the 1880s, including St. Stephen's, were focal points for community life, offering not only spiritual guidance, but also a place for social events, education, and charitable work. Also there, a fire hall where kids can ring a bell and learn about firefighting in that era. And walking on down the street, we see an old sawmill. Wonder how many logs have been cut at that. And also a yellow house with a windmill that Melissa loved. Then seeing a school where we go ring the bell. The schoolhouse. And how did you call them to school?
There you go.
Well, what'd you think about the 1880s town?
I like it.
You know, it was a good old town.
I want the little yellow house.
Yeah, that was moved here, but it is a real town that was brought here. And I would recommend this 1880s town if you're on your way to Yellowstone and you stop off on 90 West, and it's just right off the interstate, and it's not hard to get to. They're fixing to have a gunfight in just a few minutes, but we're going to have to miss that. We've got to move on. So we'll see y'all at the Badlands.
The night seems longer and the wind blows louder when you wander so far from home. If I cross your mind, say a prayer, I find my way and get off of this lonely road. Off of this lonely road, 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 off of this lonely road.
Thank y'all for watching. Remember, subscribe and hit that bell for new content next week. See y'all.
And get off of this lonely road.